got a problem. I ain't got the Stevie A going on.
Your whole middle part is gone.
My whole
You got a
all of
runway.
it on.
No, you got it
All
on
of
the
it
side.
on.
You got a whole
All
runway.
of it on. It's shade,
Bro,
brother.
you got a whole
It's
runway.
all shade,
They
bro.
landing planes in the middle of
All
the air at this point.
shade, bro.
I'm just saying.
You need to turn your hat to the back, bro.
Nah, bro. Hey, look, this all day, boy. I'm Bear, we coming back strong.
Are y'all?
This year, bro, it's the style year right here.
Oh, you hit what?
Year to win.
Win what?
Come on, boy, we going to the bowl.
Talking about hockey?
No, bro,
Hockey
we
team?
going to the bowl, bro.
All right, y'all. What's going on? Back at As a Man Thinks. They're talking football, but obviously we're going to talk about a little basketball today. We might talk about, I don't know, talk about some leadership, some legacy, some culture things. Courtney and I actually had the chance to go and sit down with a very popular gentleman in Atlanta that's doing some things, around not-for-profits, which we're doing. But I mean, anything's on the agenda, fellas. So what's on our mind? I know the NBA just started. The NBA just started. I'd like to hear a little bit about, like, what did y'all experience at the thing y'all?
Well, I would tell you, man, I mean, it was a very last minute situation. You know, we received the email that was just like, hey, you know, calling all non-for-profit organizations. And really, we thought when we got there that it would be, you know, thousands and thousands of people, not even realizing that this individual that has a ton of influence in Atlanta was actually the individual that was doing it. But when we got there, it was literally only like 12 people there. And one of the things that he said was, you know, that he had prayed and asked God. He's like, Lord, I'm not trying to get the mass. I'm not trying to get thousands and thousands of people. I want the people that you called to come here. Those are the people I want to impact in their non-for-profits. And so, you know, we were blessed to be there. We had an opportunity to link with some people and really talk about some upcoming things that are, you know, coming in the community and how we can help, how we can get involved, how we can impact young men's lives. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, it was great. Like Courtney said, it was a last minute thing. We got the message that morning. Hey, there's an opportunity to come down to Atlanta, partner up with, you know, gentleman who's doing some amazing things in the city, and really connect with some other not-for-profits. And it was good. I mean, it was probably what, 14, 15 not-for-profits there. Everybody explaining what their business is, what their opportunities are, what they're doing. And it's powerful because everything was impacting a group of people. It was, you know, young men, young women, homeless people, men exactly, women, but really just know that people are connected. And then the people who were leading it were all about that as well. They're trying to do things for men and for women. So, you know, then you don't know it's Legacy Center where we actually went to. Jay Morrison, shout out to you. But just a great opportunity to come and be connected to something, and then, you know, partner with him to be able to help him do what he's looking to do in the city, and reciprocate the love that he showed to us. So just a real good opportunity. And they got some more things coming up. They got another event coming up in a couple of weeks. They got some events they do on Saturday, so we're going to connect to that. But it just feels good to know that we're connected to something powerful, greater than we are, which we talked about.
Man, and I just want to, you know, also link into that, you know, like if you are ever looking for a place to hold an event or looking for a place to get connected, you know, the Legacy Center, man, up in Atlanta, I mean, it is powerful, man. You got to go there, even if you're just going there just to, you know, take a tour or go in there to really learn about the history of, you know, African American leaders. I mean, it's powerful. I was amazed. I was walking through that place, and I mean, literally, I was just looking like the world need to see this and be a part of this. So again, you know, shouts out to Jay. Appreciate everything you're doing out there in the community in Atlanta, and we just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was telling them I can't wait for the boys to go see it. You know, next event we have, our boys have to see that. See someone who looks like them, who, you know, really doing it big. You know, so out there, he has a lot of things for people, but just really see, like I said, culturally what it can be, but also any event. You know, the last event that we had, which we had here, you know, we could do something like that there with double the amount of boys you have and dads. Right. That's going to be powerful. And just to know, you know, a couple weeks before we would have had that connection. So I just feel like God's doing a lot of things for us, man. He's really orchestrating some stuff in our perspective, which is good. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited what's getting ready to come.
I mean, maybe next time Kyrie can come, but obviously
You gotta do that what's coming.
he's always busy. You know, he's a very busy individual. You know, he don't have time for things like that.
Courtney decided to send me the email, late. I got the email late, so
Yeah, I think he got the email at the same time. We all received the email, but some people make sacrifices and some people make excuses.
I mean,
We got it.
Some people gotta work, and some people just got it.
Oh.
So he just got it like that. Unfortunately, I had to be at work in order to feed my family. I mean, maybe if he donated me a couple of dollars, hey, the boy could do it. Be out of there.
I mean, I'm just saying,
You know,
it
I'm
doesn't
trying
hurt
to-
your family not eat for one day. I mean,
Oh,
one day of
my
fasting.
Hey,
No.
see him on his chest, maybe he get McDonald's to donate, need some money or something, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the next one you gotta come to, bro.
I would have came to
Would
that.
have.
I
Y'all
would
hit it right.
have came to that.
Would have.
But,
I thought about it. It
I
sounds
do
good.
have small children, I gotta,
How many kids you got again?
4.
Oh.
I got 4.
Okay.
No, it's 5,
Right.
right?
I thought it was 5. I was about to say you got 5 kids like that.
No, that's you. You 5 kids.
The other part too, I know we talked a little bit about sports, so obviously, everybody is rocking theirs except me. I'm a Patriots fan, but I know I'm hated on probably, especially in the city I live in, Atlanta. But big time for sports, y'all.
Definitely big time for sports. Big time for sports. Basketball, so everybody's not as connected with basketball, but or at least I definitely get connected during playoff time. I watch it throughout the year though. I don't really have a favorite team, just favorite players in the NBA. And my favorite player right now, he at the house, chilling. Kind of the same name as me, but
Oh man, who's Earth Flat guy?
you know.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he can believe that the earth is flat if he wants to. That's his beliefs. Hey,
I'm glad he at home.
who's there to prove him wrong? Who have been out of the atmosphere to look down and say, he is right?
It don't matter. I'm just glad he told me.
Nobody's-
like that.
Nobody's been there to say, you know what?
Well, my squad should definitely do well this year. Number 2 in the East.
Celtics.
Correct.
Yeah, I like Boston. I like Boston.
I think we're gonna get it this year. I think
We know,
this is our year.
Chicago ain't doing that.
I mean, wait, hold on. Let me point.
You know,
Right here behind us,
I like MJ. I like MJ, but he ain't winning. So
I mean, yeah, that's cool. And I'll give you that. I give you that. But I mean, Kyrie can talk about having a favorite team, but at the end of the day, y'all see he got this trash Miami Hurricanes.
that's college, baby.
And that's what he represents.
No, don't get a mistake.
We know they.
Hey,
we know
they.
college team.
I mean, that's true, but it's okay though. I rock with Clemson because my son rocked with Clemson, and that's my seed. I gotta support, so I'm with it.
Listen, if anybody want to know why I'm a youth fan for football, I'll tell you. Most of my people in Boston know I hate Boston College. I don't care if they hear this. I don't care if my people know. I am not a Boston College fan. So, and I love any team that can beat the crap out of Boston College.
Boston College could probably beat the Bears.
That's nice.
Probably could beat the Bears.
That's nice.
Mhm.
But you know what? We're gonna see though. We're gonna see Justin Fields coming back. And Justin Fields, he helped.
Shout out Justin Fields.
And then he's gonna rock it out.
Who are you going to?
Listen, I love Justin too, man. I love seeing anybody from, Kennesaw, Atlanta, Georgia who's gonna do well. So I can't hate on them there, but
All right. I like Cleveland.
Bears aren't gonna do that.
Come on, man. Look. I love being the underdog. When we pull it out, you know what I'm saying? Y'all will see when we're doing another podcast, these same individuals is talking. They'll be like, well, yeah, we remember what we said, but theirs is looking real nice.
Bears be my team this year, so I can care. Football is not in my agenda right now. We take our 6 championships and we'll just chill for a little bit. We in purgatory right now. The Patriots suck.
So you got Boston wins? Championship, whole thing?
Dude,
Think they can win the whole thing? Who you got?
Milwaukee's our biggest challenge, but I don't think anyone in West can give us.
Man, look, I'm rocking with Golden State, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a tough game last night, but I gotta rock with Curry. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stick with him.
I got Boston and the Suns in the finals. I got Boston in the Sun in the finals. You like, well, why you picking the Suns, brother? When you add KD to your team, how can you go
For
wrong?
nothing. Yeah,
Right.
you got KD for nothing. You don't
You
lose
got
anything
KD
other than Miles Bridges.
You got Booker, KD, and I mean Chris Paul. All he do is pass the ball anyway. Now you got somebody else to pass the ball to, and then I think you're probably gonna game 7. Either way, I don't know. I can't say Boston will win. Can't say they won't.
For all you Lakers
Right.
fans, again, this is something that we are recording today, get into playoffs, and Anthony Davis looked like he got hurt. So
You got her.
Bro,
What
the
is that guy?
season's done.
Bro, the Lakers, they just need to go
Your
on ahead
season's done.
and wrap that present and put a bow on it. It's over. Like, I mean, come on, man. Anthony Davis, every time you touch his arm, he falls over the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's pathetic, man. I mean, that man right there, it's pathetic. You get paid all this money to do what? Say your arm hurt? Nah, bro. Y'all Lakers can just pack the bags. Y'all done.
But if you want to donate Anthony Davis, we right here. Man, hey, bro. Hey, go out there and kill it.
Hey,
I'm a Lakers fan.
hey, you gonna donate. We still ain't gonna be your fan, though.
You know what I'm saying? You want 30, that's fine, but you can get it together. You can do something else with that Bruno Barty, bro. Come on, man. Like, you gotta do something else, Anthony Davis. Shout out LeBron. LeBron,
67 years old, still out there doing it. Come on, man.
LeBron's a man. I'm a Jordan fan. I'm a Jordan fan. But when it's
LeBron,
all said and done, LeBron's gonna go down as
The second best player.
come on.
he's gonna have every stat. It's gonna be hard to say that.
He's still a GOAT.
Still would
He
be-
one of the GOATs. He one of the GOATs. I mean, his stats speak for it. I mean, you can't take that from that man.
What you call him?
Bro,
He
one
can
of
be
the
a
GOATs,
female,
bro.
but he
Nah,
ain't Billy.
bro, you tripping.
He ain't the Billy go.
LeBron, listen, as much as you are a philanthropist and everything, I love you, bro.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't understand what he's talking about. Real
This
talk.
man right
Come
here.
join us, come be with us, but there's a lot of love for you, LeBron. MJ still
I
the
didn't
GOAT.
I didn't say you wasn't good. I'm just saying.
And MJ still the GOAT.
if you don't
LeBron
get
won
go, you
every
gotta
stat.
be you can't
Come
be
on.
the Billy go.
Come on.
So you still a go, but you're not MJ. You know? Even the one of your best friend Dwayne Wade say that his goat was MJ.
But he's also from Chicago.
I mean, but I'm just saying, bro. Like,
And he is doing. He over here
Bro,
rapping
you
for
can't-
brother.
you can't
do
Listen, let me tell you something, bro.
You
No,
got
no.
a back
Let me
on
tell you
back for brother.
Hold on. First of all, I'm not. Okay. But I'm also willing to give a man his prop when he put the work in. That man has put in the work. There's nothing been given to him. Everything's been earned. So I can't sit here and knock the man and say that he ain't one of the greatest. He is one of the greatest. Now I rock with Jordan all day. That's my guy.
Let me ask you,
Till the wheels fall off.
if LeBron was to retire, I'm gonna take 2 years off. I ain't feeling basketball. And then come back and win 3 straight. You think he doing that?
I mean, probably not.
Exactly. Who did that though?
But
You want to recall who did that? Because I can say who did it.
But bro, you talking about somebody
Yes,
that did that back in the
Casual.
90s, bro.
We ain't playing for the Sox too.
Bro,
The Sox.
Basketball different. It's different from back then. They were way more aggressive.
Exactly.
They was. It wasn't like this today. These dudes out there today, you can push them, they hurt.
Imagine Jordan now.
They soft.
He averaged 8. He averaged 8.
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
He probably averaged 40.
Bro, you talking about he gonna average 80 points, bro?
I'm just
I'm
just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying?
You too.
He would definitely be the leading scorer.
Bro,
But ain't nobody
look,
stopping
bro. That connective sausage you ate, got one to your brain, bro. That one to your brain. You need to
Oh,
get that back.
Jordan went to college. He got a college championship. LeBron got one of them? No. He started in the year before.
I mean,
Jordan
bro, did
did.
they pay him in college?
He just now eclipsing the. If Jordan had played the amount of years LeBron played, he would have been broke the scoring title.
Did they pay?
Being
Jordan in
broke the
college?
scoring title.
But it's still.
Did they pay Jordan in college?
They play two different positions.
Did they pay him in college?
They do stuff.
Jordan.
Probably didn't pay. They paid all of them on the table.
Come on, bro. You thinking the boosters paying them on the table?
Yeah.
Man, I know they give them cars and I know they doing stuff, but at the end of the day, bro, college don't mean nothing,
We're
bro.
going
You
down a
get
whole
every-
different road.
Look.
Now you want to talk about NIL.
Everybody that is playing ball in college There's one goal, and that goal is to make it professional.
Not now.
All that stuff don't matter.
Like we just brought up, not now. NIL. People
I mean,
get paid more in college than they
bro,
probably would make.
But when you look at the NIL right now in Georgia, they ain't even allow it. You can't even do it in Georgia.
You can do it, you just gotta be graduate from high school and be assigned. In California, you can start getting paid in high school.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, different states. It's like they really need to do grasp on the NIL. I think they need to cap it, because there's no cap. And I think they need to figure out a better way to do it. I think like freshmen should be able to make a certain amount and the pay go up. Because then now the bigger schools are basically they get all the good players. Because I mean, if I offer you $1 million, am I going to play for Jackson State? They don't even got $1 million. They're offering me $1 million.
I'm just glad that the way the money is changing now is different, because you think of all that money, that money's not all new.
No.
That money's been circulating for years. And who was it going to before these kids were getting it? And that's what I'm saying. Like NCAA, I ain't trying to get censored on here. Listen, in NCAA, these boosters and people are getting paid.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have a problem with these kids getting money.
But these
At all.
boosters, bro, these boosters ain't pumping money into these stadiums and kids and universities just for nothing.
No, of course not.
It's about what am I gonna get in return? Like
Absolutely.
it ain't no wealthy person doing it just to do it. You know, most times it's a tax break. It's a, I want to feel good about what I'm doing, but hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. There ain't nothing just given, bro. I promise you that.
Oh, that's a fact. Like, everybody wants to see what they're gonna get in return of the investment. I ain't gonna say everybody, but most of
I
them.
mean, I want to return.
Everybody want to return, especially if you donate them that kind of money. You gonna just say, "Oh, here goes $1 million," and don't worry
There
about
you
it.
go. You gonna break even. Well, hold on a second. I feel like I'm getting jit here. What's the purpose of doing the investment if I ain't gonna make no money?
I ain't tired, brother. I mean, that's bad.
Here we go. They ain't gonna bring no tithe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna bring no tithe. Now every church person in here that ain't gave they 10% this week gonna have a problem. Oh, here you go with the tithe.
Hey, I mean, I don't want to go off into that, but I mean, we'll talk about that.
I want to know what you gotta say. I want to hear it.
I'm just saying, like, so tithing in churches, different people use it for different things. You see a lot of these pastors and stuff, the cars they drive in and this and that. So their tithing don't just go to the church and helping out the community. Tithing go to their Bentley buddy riding in, that 8,000 square foot house he just purchased.
That's like more like 20,000.
20,000 square foot house he just purchased in Idaho that he go with twice a year. It go to a whole lot of stuff. So tithing ain't, you pay your tithes, which that's for us, it's cool. And not everybody do it, just like I said,
I don't know
not
many.
everybody,
I
but
don't know many. I'm just gonna say, look, many pastors that have wealth that run a church have nice things.
they do.
And I don't believe that God has put us here not to have nice things. I'm not saying that they can't have nice
Either.
things, but hey, to each his own.
I ain't saying they can't have nice things. But what I am saying is all of the money that they get don't necessarily go to where it's supposed to go.
So you're trying to say that
I've been around here. I've seen people in certain churches in certain places I've been to where you have families that can't pay their bills or something like that.
Mhm.
So you got people that actually go to those people in the church and say, hey, hey, I'm struggling. And the church don't help them out. But
I've seen that.
Buddy pulling up in a Mercedes, Buddy eating nice, got a Rolex on. So you telling me you can't? The church ain't got $500 to get that family.
I mean,
groceries.
they do. Now let me say this, bro. But let me say this, okay? All right, we always talk about real life things on the show.
Yeah.
And the Bible clearly tells us that the poor will forever be among us.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how much you go out and you support and you give and you help and you try to build up a community. There will forever be poor people among us. Okay, so I understand. I get what you're saying. I see a lot of there's a church on every corner. You would think that the church community will make a way bigger impact in their community than what we see. I would tell you, I mean, you go into the inner city, it's just like a liquor store on every corner. It's a church on every corner. Like, who is more aggressive? Who is really the one that's really taking over the community? I would say that the liquor store is more profitable in the community, especially the Black community, and more influence than the church. And that's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. But it feels that way.
Well, it is that way.
Yeah.
Most of the stores are gonna make more money than they do anyway. But again, so we're going down a rabbit hole, which I'm okay with. But we talk about tithing. I do think it's something that, is a connection that you have with your belief system. So I know people who aren't Christians, who aren't religious, and they faithfully give. You look at like these super rich people, Bill Gates and stuff, they give donations to different groups. They may not be to a church, but they give it to something. And I just believe in the matter of you give, you receive.
Absolutely.
Right. But those uber rich people now, just I think you said it. So those uber rich people you hear about, they donate. But let's just be real. How many mega churches have you heard that just donate like that or give it to? Can you name me? You probably can name me more rich people than you can a mega church that's donated to.
Well, I know some churches here. I can tell you because during COVID, I actually partnered with a couple of churches through our church. And there's a church here that's known. There was some controversy. Won't get into their name, but a mega church here. And during COVID, they literally had food drives to different other churches throughout the state every single Saturday.
It's a good church.
Every single Saturday,
That's
giving out food, and not just we were taking pallets of food. There was 40 maybe different trucks that would show up, and they would get food brought in. They would take those foods back out to the community. And when we brought them back, so the church we were at the time, we brought it back. We were actually giving out to families for every single Saturday. We were free between 100 and 125 different families, giving them milk, giving them produce, giving them perishables as well as canned goods, just food to help them go out. This happened all the way through 2020 into 2020.
I see more of the smaller churches do more like what you're saying. I see more of the smaller churches who don't handle it like that versus the mega churches who got millions and millions of dollars. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not there. I don't know.
I mean,
But
what
I
you
have
say about the mega church?
heard stories. I have heard stories about these churches not even opening their doors during different cases. I'm just saying, like
Kyrie did it. Okay, Kyrie feels some type of way. So I'm just gonna tell you, all y'all mega churches, please personally reach out to Kyrie. Get our website. Send a message. This is for Kyrie. We need to show Kyrie that y'all do more in the community than just collect money.
Shout out as many things we will actually come support.
Yeah.
Real talk. So if y'all making churches doing something, we got a group of 90 men here.
Yep.
In the city, probably have about what, 50, 60?
Yep.
All right, so we got about 50, 60 men. If y'all really are doing something in the community, hit us up on our website, asamanthinks.org. Let us know what you're doing. We definitely want to come out and be a part of it. We don't just speak it, we actually do it.
We buy action. We definitely want to help the community out. So if you are out there, any of those mega churches that I don't know about that are doing great things in the community that I don't know about, hey, like Deshaun said, hey, hit us up. Hit us on the hit, baby. We'll be out there. We'll be out there, but
So y'all gotta make him a believer. You know what I'm saying? And look, we know y'all ain't got nothing to prove, but at the end of the day, y'all can hit us up. I just want to prove to him because I know multiple mega churches as well that does a ton in the community, that is always the ones that are stepping up every single time there's a disaster, every single time there's a shooting, every single time that there's a national disaster. Y'all are the first ones to step up, got 18 wheel trucks of water going, got all this food going, but Kyrie You gotta understand, his hairline is receding, he's not a believer.
I don't have
So we
a
gotta
That's
get
why you
him,
wear a hat.
we gotta get him to a place where he believes, y'all. Help us. Help us to help him.
It ain't about that. Not about that. I believe that there are people. I also believe that everybody ain't doing it. Let's just face it. You got some churches out there that got ATMs in the doggone church. For what? For what? For what? What we doing? Huh? What are we doing? ATMs in the church? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Sometimes people in a hurry.
I don't know.
And they can't stop at the bank.
With all these cash out
Look, bro, it is about convenience. They trying to have convenience for the people. Well, the people ain't gotta leave the service, they can still be on the word of God and swipe that.
Y'all, hey, now these two men, they definitely more adept than I am, so I'm just gonna ask you. So whenever people first began to tithe, right? Were they tithing money? Or were they tithing anything that they had? So if I went to the church with some canned goods, right, and I put that in the plate, how you gonna think that'd be received? So you think the pastor gonna say, let's pray over these canned goods just like we do with money, baby? Or they gonna be like, bro,
but look,
nobody donate to
let
that.
me
You
just
don't
say
put that
this.
in the offering tray. That's for the money, brother.
Let me just say this.
I'm just saying.
Let me just say this.
Tell me,
I'm trying to tell you, okay? This is what okay? I believe, I don't believe that you always have to tithe and it have to be money. I don't believe that it have to be financial, okay? There's some people that can't afford financially to give money. So they give their time. Or they give canned goods. Or whatever it is that God is telling you. I believe, first of all, you got to be led by him. If he's telling you, hey, I know you don't have the means, I believe if you're faithful at what he's telling you, he will give you the means. He will create the means, you will have the means to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do. But I also believe this, that, tithing is not just in a form of money. I do believe that.
Exactly.
I do believe that.
But when most people think about tithing, what are they talking about tithing?
Yeah. I'll
Yeah. So when you talk about it, what they talking about?
Oh, so to me, I don't have a problem with tithing. I'm somebody who was a firm unbeliever in tithing. I just didn't believe that giving your money is something you need to do because I was like you. I just didn't understand what these people are doing with the money and why does it make a difference. And something that had taught me a long time ago, and I don't ascribe to if you don't do this, you fear losing that. I just don't. But what I believe is, your heart, whatever you have in your heart is what you love. So if your love for money is something that you have in your heart, like money doesn't control you. So me being able to give away a tithe, and whether that's to a church, I had a brother recently that fell on some hard times and he needed some money. So we were able to give to him out of what we had based on what we had going on. So that to me is a form of me giving. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't believe in letting your right hand know what your left hand do. It ain't about telling everybody I do this so I can receive that. I don't think it's fair though that just to say that people who tithe with churches that receive large sums of tithes aren't doing the right things with money. I mean, obviously, if they're that successful, they're doing something.
You say they wasn't doing the right thing with the money. I'm just saying that it's a lot of money involved. And when I ask the question, when they pass them plates around, what are they looking for?
So somebody asked me
What are they looking for?
I'll ask you this. So
Good question.
Why?
Answer that question.
What's money? But I'll ask you this. We talked about this before. We talked about this in depth about what we would give, right? You was like, man, if I just was able to do this, I would give more, right? Would you say that? Do you think that's true?
What?
If you made more, you give more.
Do I think it's true?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like I would give more based off of the money I made. Would it equate to more than I have now? I can't, sit down and math. I don't know.
I'm a firm believer that whether you have, you don't, whatever you have in your heart to do is what you give. So if I make $100 and I feel I should tithe $10, that's still 10%. If I make $1 million, am I going to want to give up $1 million or 100,000? It's all the same. To me, it's all the same. And again, it don't gotta be to a church, and I don't think so. I think it has to be to wherever God puts in your heart to do, whether that's sown into a ministry or that's sown into
Or then think about horror.
anything, whatever you want to sow into, it's where your heart is. If you feel that money that you're harboring or you holding on to, you don't want to give to a church, then find something else to give it to.
Yeah, no, I would do that. I definitely would do that. Like if I hit the lottery for some strange reason, you know.
That is not going to be a concept of being.
On my account. I'm just saying, if I was to, I would definitely donate to different places, not necessarily a church. And if I did donate to a church, it would probably be a smaller church that, you know what I'm saying, that I see out in the community. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? And then, hold on real quick. This is my walk-in faith, and it's my, you know, like I'm struggling with my faith. So yeah, I would say I struggle with, okay, the concept of how much money I'm gonna give. Because again, like y'all have to go back and listen. Where I have to see it in order. So if my bills are due, right, and I got paid, and they say, well, you know, you're supposed to tithe 10%, and I know if I tithe 10%, they're gonna cut me short on my rent. I'm probably not gonna tithe 10%. Should I? I probably should, and then say, all right, Lord, I need you to show me this, see what happens, but my faith ain't there yet, Lord. Y'all continue to pray for your boy. That's why I got these two guys. They gonna pray for me. I need y'all to pray for me. I'm gonna get there. I just ain't there yet.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. So you made the comment, and the comment you made is when they passed the offer and played it around, that what do they expect? Do they expect money or do they expect king? Well, let's turn this around. Okay. When it's time for you to pay your utility bill, can you pay with King Goods?
It's different though.
No. Yes or no? Yes or no? No, you can't. So you can't go to the utility company and give them a buggy full of canned goods to pay it, right? Okay. That's the same thing with the church. Like, do you understand how much it costs to do the lights, to do the gas, to pay to maintain the church? That is what tithe does. Tithe helps you maintain the church. Hold on a second. Hold on. Tithe make you do that, right? Okay. When we get to a place in life where you can just pull up with a whole bunch of canned goods and your light bill is paid, do you think that will then make your faith believe? Because I'm just saying, bro, at the end of the day, this entire world works off of finance. The lack of finance will limit everybody in life. You as well.
Understandably, but do I mean, I could go and pitch a tent out in the field, right? It don't cost me nothing, right? I can get me some people and I can come and I can preach the gospel, right? Sunlight don't cost. So I can preach regardless of whether I have a sun cost. No, the sun do not cost. I would say sun. What I'm getting to is in the Bible, you have texts that tell you, you know, what tithe is. I can't go to scripture. I'm not deep like that, guys. I'm working on myself. But I can't go to scripture and say what you can read this and whatever. So the light company don't have a handbook that you read and go to. You know you pay that with money. But in the Bible, you can say, well, we tithe, it don't have to do with money. Yeah, the light company don't have, you know what you pay with money. So that's, I hear what you're saying. No, I can't pay my light bill with canned goods. Yeah. But if in the Bible it tells me I can tithe with that, then I can tithe with. I can tithe with canned goods. I can tithe with sweatshirt.
Let's be clear.
You can sell it to the Goodwill.
So let's be clear. And again, I'm not going to act like I'm an expert, but a tithe is a tenth of it. So if we're talking about whether it's your earning, whether it's what you produce, whether it's what you do, if you're trying to give 10% or whatever percentage off of what you made for the month or the week in canned goods, then typically you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway. You're just doing it based on what you desire to do. And again, you're better off just giving the canned goods if you don't want to give money, because you don't want to reluctantly just give when you don't need to. I would say keep the money. Because to me, trying to make you do something that you don't have a desire to do ain't going to benefit you. It ain't going to benefit people giving them money.
And that's why his hair won't grow. His hair won't grow because his lack of faith He see me, right, with my hair, right, it's growing. No, but it's growing because my faith. My faith that I got, it's the faith that's growing my hairline. My hairline coming back.
It's the faith.
Right here,
You got it.
right here, his hairline is just gone.
No,
It don't even exist. He got a patch of hair in the back of his head. That's it, right there. That's all he got.
God has
The Lord
not,
took your hair.
but God has not yet walked him down the street of he ain't got and he's still holding on.
See, look,
He like KD
look,
and LeBron,
bro.
and Stephen A. Smith. That's what he like.
So,
Why y'all got this hat on?
the Bible says that the Lord knows every piece of fiber of our hair. He knows how many pieces we have. He took all his fiber.
Yours is missing.
He took all his fiber. He said, this guy right here with lack of faith, all of his wisdom that I was going to give him in his head, I'm going to take his hair. So his hair has been taken. Now, he still got a little faith because God gave him a little facial hair. That's the only faith that he got. Other than that, this brother lost cause.
Oh boy.
He lost cause, y'all.
Listen, y'all are comedy relief, I promise. But real talk, Kyrie, I would tell you, growing your faith is good. I would not give if you don't feel you ought to give. I think you should give once you understand what giving is about.
No, I feel like I should give. It's not that. I'm just, it's all related back to what we was talking about in the beginning. When I said sometimes I don't feel, and that's not for me to judge. I'm not saying I'm here to be the judge person, but not for me to judge. But we're not gonna sit here and act like that. All churches do the right thing. We ain't gonna sit here and act like because they're a church, they do exactly what they're supposed to do with the money. Because that's not what happens.
So listen, faith without works is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In order to give, you have to have faith. People don't let me tell you something. One of the hardest things to do on this earth is to give your hard-earned money. Mm-hmm. Something that you work for, something that you're a slave for, something that you have went to back for is very hard and very difficult to do. But what I will tell you is that's when your faith is challenged the most, because God knows that he's not going to, Kyrie, say to you, hey, take these canned goods up the street and give it to the church, because you'll be very eager to do that. You would not have an issue with that. You do support that. You're like, okay, perfect. I'm going to go do that. He's always going to challenge you with something that you're uncomfortable doing. Whether that is finances, whether that is your time, he's always going to challenge you with whatever you're uncomfortable with doing, because he wants to make for sure that you're able to listen to him and hear him and follow him. It ain't about the church. It really ain't. All this stuff we talk about the churches giving this and that, it is way bigger than the church. Okay? I think in most cases, it's just about faith. That's it. Do you really trust me with your finances? Do you really trust me to pay that rent that you're talking about? Do you trust me to pay your light bill? Do you trust me? Now, there's a ton of people that say that they trust, and they'll go and they'll pay a church or pay this or whatever. And then the lights might go off. I don't know. You might be in the dark. Okay? All right? It might happen. You might, the light just might be off. Okay? You might be taking showers in the dark. It may happen, bro. But I will tell you that God is faithful. And he said he would never leave us nor forsake us. He's always there on time. We just don't know what's going on, what's transpiring. But he knows what we need, when we need it, how much we need it. And he will always come through.
Yeah, we definitely took a turn.
Yeah, we definitely.
I did, man.
I'm grateful because, again, Kyrie, all of this is just more understanding for where you want to be at. And again, I'm a firm believer that, tithe is 10%, but if you say 2%, give to God whatever you feel in your heart you good, and see what he blesses you with. See what he builds your capacity with. Now, if God says, all right, you want to give me 2%? I'm gonna build your capacity on 2%. Now you getting 2% raise at the job. Damn, I could have probably gave 10%. Now I get 10% raise. But again, it all goes back to what you do and what you build your faith for. So, but I agree with you. I've been somebody who struggled with that. But I'll tell you this: the more faithful I've been at it, the more blessings I've seen. And it's just been the case. I mean, there's times where I didn't think we were going to make it, and we made it. So, but it is a judgment of your heart, bro. It's a case of your heart, bro.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, bro, look, if you don't want to give, don't. You don't have to. You don't have to do the 10%. But if your lights go out, bro, we'll help you. We'll help you get your lights back on,
I
bro.
don't think the mega churches are helping,
Bro, but
Definitely.
look, bro, God has placed stuff in your life, bro. So your lights go out, we gonna help you, bro. Bro, do you understand how many flashlights I got? Bro, we'll be over there quick. We'll put a flashlight in every room you got. Your house will look like it's lit up. Yeah, with batteries. You don't even use it time. You only use it at time now. You can't. Don't be sitting there being wasteful. Don't have a light on all day. Don't be wasteful. You got. Hey, you got to take a shower first. Click that light on. Don't go ahead and get you that.
You trying to be a D.
I'm just saying, bro. We got your back. That's all I'm saying. You sit here and you think that you in this by yourself. Go ahead, just go, take the 10% one time. If the lights go out, call us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I see your phone number and I see the voicemail, you gonna call Sean. But
They can't hit that well too much.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't hit Courtney. I'm gonna get to Sean. We got you. You and your 5 kids.
But look, y'all, we appreciate y'all joining us today. I'm telling you, mega churches, go to asamanthinks.org. Let us know. Let this guy right here
Show that
know,
man.
man.
Let us know what y'all doing. Y'all
Show him what y'all doing.
Listen, y'all can just reach out. Reach out, let us know how we can partner with y'all so we can actually come out there and be a part.
Yeah,
We don't talk the talk, we don't come walk it with y'all.
You want to do it?
That's awkward quietness, guys. So are we leaving or what we doing? We did.
I thought it was over. So